What is the best way to analyze your business? But why do I even need to do that? I know my business in and out. This is the most common myth when it comes to knowing your business. Majority of the entrepreneurs do not understand their business well. There are always some dark spots which go unnoticed. So a framework is critical to analyze any business. Today I am going to introduce one of the best tools for business analysis, 7S, which was developed by McKinsey and also popularly known as McKinsey's 7S tool. This is Priyanka Baya, business and strategy expert, helping businesses grow in a sustainable way. As I mentioned in my previous video, internal analysis is a critical step for strategy planning. You will see SWOT being used most of the time for business analysis because SWOT has both the components, internal as well as external. But SWOT serves limited purpose. It does not tell you which all things you need to look at. If you don't know what all to consider in strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, you may miss out on few things and the result may not be right. So before you can use SWOT, you need to know which all factors to look at. So I would prefer to use SWOT as a summary tool where you can put together all of your findings. So let's look at 7S. 7S stands for shared values, strategy, structure, systems, style, staff and skills. To help you implement 7S effectively, I am going to share entire framework. Check out the description below and download your worksheet. But before that, let's understand 7S in more detail. Shared values are placed in the center of the model, which means that the values are central to the development of all other critical elements. The model also states that these elements need to balance and reinforce with each other. Out of these, the three elements, strategy, structure and systems, they are hard elements which are relatively easy to identify and management can influence them directly. The other four elements, values, skills, styles and staff, on the other hand, are softer, can be harder to describe and more influenced by company culture. But they are just as important as your hard elements. So let's have a look at them individually with our old example of Starbucks. Number 1, shared values. These are the core values of the organizations as shown in its corporate culture and general work ethics. How strongly these values are being followed or aligned internally. In the context of Starbucks, Starbucks creates a connection with its customers because it's just not about the coffee, but it sells an experience in the form of good music, comfortable environment and good coffee. Their values are visible on their website. You can read and relate to them. As you can see, it's not really about the coffee. It's about creating a culture of warmth and belonging, delivering the best, acting with courage in finding new ways to grow, being present, connecting with transparency, dignity and respect. These are the values which drive all other assets at Starbucks. And these values eventually drive people to purchase more and more coffee. Next, number 2, strategy. Strategy is your organization's plan, which helps you achieve your goals and also help you maintain a competitive advantage in a competitive environment. Let's see how Starbucks strategy goals are aligned with their values. Some of the strategy goals are: be the employer of choice. This aligns with the statement, with our partners, our coffee, and our customers at our core, we live these values. Another goal is lead in coffee. This matches with the value, delivering our very best in all we do, holding ourselves accountable for the results. Next goal is grow the store portfolio. This matches more with their mission to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup and one neighborhood at a time. Next goal is creating new occasions. This aligns with the value creating a culture of warmth and belonging where everyone is welcome. In various occasions, help you to reach different segments of people. Another goal is build Tijuana. Building the tea business matches with their value, acting with courage, challenging the status quo, and finding new ways to grow our company and each other. They are known for coffee, and now they are going into tea, which is about finding new ways to grow your business. Another goal is extending digital engagement. This goal is aligned to being present, connecting with transparency, dignity, and respect. Starbucks mobile app makes Starbucks more present in people's lives as they now carry Starbucks with them everywhere where they go. Next, number 3, structure. How your company is organized, how departments and teams are structured, including who reports to whom, how the teams are aligned, how the decisions are being made, and so on. The structure should match the strategy, shared values, and the others. In this example, let us see how Starbucks structure is aligned to its strategy. So, being the employer of the choice, so all the policies that are created by Starbucks HR department are applicable to all of Starbucks cafes. This creates a feeling of equality among employees. Lead in coffee. Starbucks has different geographic divisions which have a high degree of flexibility in adjusting strategies and policies to suit specific market conditions. This ensures that they stay in the lead regardless of where they are serving, whom they are serving. Growing the store portfolio. When Howard Schultz returned as CEO of Starbucks in 2008, he created an organizational structure in which regional divisions were created and better training was provided in the cafes. The increased sales that came as a result of the new structure has actually helped to grow the store's portfolio. Create new occasions. Because Starbucks has different geographic divisions and all new occasions that are created are relevant to the region in which they are introduced. Build Tijuana. Starbucks has product-based divisions, example tea, coffee, baked goods and merchandise. These divisions ensure growth in each vertical as specialization and other benefits give Starbucks an edge over its competitors. And specific focus on this as a vertical is helping them to grow this as well. Extending digital engagement. The structure of Starbucks has a marketing department and they work on ideas like mobile app and extensive digital reach as they are solely focused on these initiatives. Next, number 4, systems. What are the activities and processes followed by various departments like marketing, finance, production, HR, etc.? What are the controls in place for various decisions and how are the activities being tracked or monitored? Let's see how Starbucks structure and systems are aligned. Starbucks has a functional structure. Example, HR and marketing departments. The HR departments ensures that there is consistency by ensuring that their staff in all the locations receives the same amount of training, leading to standardization of their products and services. Starbucks also has product-based divisions. Example, coffee and baked goods. The separation of the departments that handle products that are often sold together allows for the specialization, innovation and standardization. For example, all the measurement in each cup of Starbucks are precise down to the last few millimeters across the globe. Starbucks is also divided into different geographical regions. The HR department ensures that the training of the teams in the various regions is relevant to those regions. So as you can see with Starbucks, you can relate every S to the other S. Next, let's look at number 5, style. What is the style of leadership? How effective is that? Are the teams competitive or cooperative with each other? The organizational style influences employees and the business's performance. This is the most observable on shop floor. How employees interact with each other and with the customers. The company also emphasizes the fact that the employees should be warm and friendly towards each other. This aligns well with them being the employer of choice. Inclusion and diversity. Starbucks has an anti-discrimination policy that covers race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, etc. This ensures that everyone is part of the family and aligns with the objective of growing the store portfolio. Next, number 6, staff. This is about the employees and their capabilities, selection criteria, promotion factors, development programs, and to understand if there are any gaps in human resources. Great staff members are required in order for a strategy to be effective. Are people competent, capable, compatible, committed, have the character, have compensation which is market based and satisfactory? These are the few things which you need to look at. Number 7, skills. What are the skills and competencies of the organization's employees? What are the gaps? How are these monitored and assessed? Starbucks claims that they are so much more than what they bring. They claim to provide a good atmosphere as well, among other things. In order to walk the talk, they need to have employees with the relevant skills in order to turn their claims into actions effectively. Otherwise, the strategy will mean nothing. So this 7S framework can actually be applied to almost any organization or team. If something within your organization or team is not working, chances are there is inconsistency between some of these elements. Once you identify these inconsistencies, you can work to align these elements and make sure that they are all contributing to the shared goals and values. So as you can see, strategy is only a piece of the puzzle, and other pieces are shared values, structure, systems, skills, staff, and style. Without being aligned to these elements, a strategy may fail. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like and comment below. If you are interested in knowing more stuff on entrepreneurship, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.